Let me tell you something that really chaps my ass. You see a lot of people, and I get in political conversations with people, and I can immediately tell you what their thing is coming from. And when they're in a labor union, you got an insta-Marxist here. And I used to be in unions. I know about labor unions. I was a union organizer. I did all that shit. I worked in mines, pulp mills, gas plants, refineries, all kinds of jobs where they had union labor and they had union benefits. And that was all good. We got good pay and good benefits. But a lot of them places, they shut down. The pulp mill where I worked shut down and moved to Malaysia. Why? Because it cost too much to employ us all. So they packed the whole goddamn thing up and moved it to the third world. And you can sit there and go, well, Mitt Romney moved jobs to China. Well, Mitt Romney didn't own that pulp mill. Some guys from Australia owned it. And they had shipped the jobs from Australia to Canada. And then they shipped them from Canada to Malaysia. They go where there's cheap wood, where they can log, where they can get some chips, where they can hire people at a reasonable rate, and they make pulp. And the price of pulp goes up and down. It went from $200 a ton to $1,100 a ton back to $200 a ton, and then they shut the goddamn thing down. Now it ain't there no more. You know, you gotta organize a union, organize a union. It's right there in the First Amendment. Freedom of association. You can have any kind of association you want. And I take that to include everything, including gay marriage. You want to marry your boyfriend, Steve, Adam and Steve? Enjoy. Have fun with that. But if you get divorced and you got to pay child support, don't whine to me. Welcome to the straight world. That's what it's like for us. I've been divorced twice. It ain't easy. And back to unions. Private sector unions, you do whatever you want. If you want to organize and collectively bargain for your pay, you have fun with that. If your job gets shut down and moved away, or the company starts to go bankrupt, I'm not giving you billions of dollars in subsidies and bailing out your GM corporation and bailing out your steel mill and bailing out your union and bailing out your postal workers union. That's your problem. You organized the union, you fucked yourself out of a job, tough fuck for you. Should have thought of that when you started asking for raises. There's something called the economy, and it works. It's like gravity. You can't just repeal the laws of gravity. When you get too expensive, you won't work there anymore. That's how it gets. And the UAW is a prime example, and Detroit is a fucking wasteland because of that union. And we have bailed them out and bailed them out with tax money. Well, the taxpayers never bailed out my company. I just went and found another job. Tough titty. And now what it really gets me, though, is these goddamn public sector unions. All these government employees unionize. Well, that's always in cities, counties, municipalities, states, where it's all run by Democrats. And they give all their money to Democrats, and the Democrats keep giving them raises. It's back and forth, back and forth. I thought unions were organized to fight against evil corporations that make too many profits, dude. Well, the government doesn't make profit. The government doesn't make anything. Government is just overhead for everyone. You and me and anyone who actually works and pays taxes in real dollars, not printed money, that actually puts some money into the economy. That's what government is. It's not a corporation. It's just overhead. Mandatory, forced overhead at the point of the gun by the goddamn government. And that's why it keeps growing like cancer. It keeps feeding itself and getting bigger. Well, public sector unions should be illegal. There should be no goddamn public sector unions. We should have the taxpayers on one side, and we should have the tax collectors on the other side. Well, I'm on the side of the taxpayers. I'm not on the side of the goddamn IRS screw that's digging the money out of your paycheck. He can go fuck himself, and his union cronies with him. And that's what really chaps my ass.